Hi, my name is Megan Edwards of Focus Communications, and today we're getting an update from FireFox Gold, which trades on the Toronto Venture Stock Exchange under the symbol FFOX. And joining me once again is FireFox's chairman, Patrick Highsmith. Thank you very much for joining us today, Patrick.
Thank you, Megan. It's good to be here to nerd out a little bit on this FireFox news.
Now, on to the finer details of the press release, where the company dives into the geochemistry of these high-grade intercepts. Now, to start things off, what exactly are telluride minerals, and what role does it play here?
Well, you know me, I'm a geochemist, so I sprinkle chemistry into the game whenever I can. And in this case, as I said, gold usually occurs as native gold or electrum. But it does form minerals, and tellurium is one of the elements that it forms minerals with in ore deposits. They're called gold tellurides. An example would be calaverite, named after Calaveras County, California. And that's a mineral. Now, think about it. Now the gold is bonded with another element. It's got different properties. Maybe it's not going to be as malleable and ductile. It's going to be more brittle, maybe like pyrite. So if we try to crush it and grind it, it'll be reduced in size and distributed through the sample, less nuggety. So that may be a reason we have lots of high grade at Mustajärvi that actually repeats and is consistent. Maybe that's when the gold is in the form of tellurides. When the gold is native or electrum, we get big wires and flakes and nuggets, and it doesn't grind up as well. So that might be the relevance of tellurium. And we see it geochemically, as we commented in the news release: high tellurium, high gold. So that's one of the things we key on. And we have seen this under the microscope in a few cases at Mustajärvi, where the gold is bonded with the tellurium to form a mineral.
Right. Now, you also mentioned a number of other elements in the release, such as bismuth, molybdenum, cobalt, and selenium. What's the significance of these elements as you continue to drill off this discovery?
Yeah, again, geochemist, guilty as charged. And here we have some really interesting chemistry. High bismuth has certain characteristics in a gold deposit, high molybdenum, selenium, even cobalt in this case. Now, we might use these as what we call pathfinder elements. They tend to be high when the gold is high. But what's cool is they're more abundant in the earth than gold, so they may make a bigger target. In other words, you could drill and miss, but if you saw high bismuth, high tellurium, high molybdenum, you'd know you're in the neighborhood. So we make mention of that because a technical person reading this news release might be asking themselves, well, what kind of deposit is this? What other elements are going with the gold? So we also included a couple of photographs here that I'm showing one on the screen here. We have high resolution versions of these attached to the news release folks can go look at. But if you zoom in on this, you can see there's lots of pyrite in this rock. But mixed in with that pyrite are some of these gold telluride minerals we've been talking about. You can also see that some of the rock is oxidized a little bit, and that might also break down some of the minerals that the gold was in and thereby form native gold or electrum after oxidation. So we show a couple of photographs so people can see the mineralogy of the rock to go along with some of the chemistry that you were just pointing out.
Mm-hmm. And now one final question on the coarse gold. Are there any steps that will be implemented moving forward to ensure these bonanza grades are collected at first rounds of assay?
Nothing we can do to guarantee that you'll get a reproducible assay. There's the nugget effect. It's been around for centuries. We'll never be able to fully overcome it, probably. However, as we quoted our consultant in the news release, Mary Doherty, and she's a renowned expert in this field. She was Newmont's chief geochemist, among other serious qualifications. And Mary audited our procedures and recognized that we're running a really good, rigorous protocol. It's well thought out for what we're trying to do. And our data quality reflects that. So we're doing good work. We're catching all these mineralized intervals and we're resolving things pretty well. However, now that we're on sort of high alert with this coarse gold, one of the things we may do is we'll flag ahead of time to the lab. When you have an interval that looks like this in the core box, we sort of know what the good stuff looks like now, Megan. So we can say to the lab, look, you should insert extra sand to clean between samples. This material, this equipment that grinds up this material, that gold can smash up against those grinding plates and maybe carry over to the next sample. The sand going through between samples would clean that out. You could even catch the sand and assay it to see if there was any carryover gold. Now, carryover gold has not been a problem for us yet at Mustajärvi, but it could be. And so that's one of the things we'll pay strict attention to and have been looking for and not seen. So yeah, you can be more rigorous. We're also going to do a kind of a proprietary study to really understand the coarse gold across the deposit And we should be able to produce some images of the gold later and really understand the distribution of these pieces of coarse gold in the deposits. So basically, this incident's put us on high alert, and we brought in a consultant like Mary to help us make sure we're doing things right on the quality control side. So no big changes, but I think the team will be even more laser focused now after knowing that these kind of nuggets are out there waiting for us.
And for our listeners, could you quickly touch on what investors can expect from the next phase of exploration at Mustajärvi?
Absolutely. I just brought a little map up here because that backdrop there is magnetics. And we've typically been finding the gold associated with those cooler colors, the greens and yellows and blues of the magnetics rather than the warmer colors, less magnetic rocks. And you can see hole 6 was drilled into kind of the edge of one of those greenish magnetic anomalies. And as we know, has a lot of high-grade gold associated with it. It's kind of wide open up there. We have 2 holes that have hit 100 gram meters of grade thickness up there in that pod. But you'll notice all that stuff to the north is wide open. We've got little hits along strike to the east. But frankly, this is a new zone. And so we're going to be drilling again starting in about October, Megan. And we'll be looking for sort of, you see those northeast black lines there. Those are some faults that we know run through the area that are kind of in this direction. There's kind of some kinks in them like so. But we're also going to be looking that there may be related to some cross structures in here that we think could be controlling some of the gold grade. So perhaps we'll get in there and be drilling at a different orientation as we really figure out the controls on this near surface high grade in the 3rd pod of mineralization that we've hit here at Mustajärvi. This is the 3rd cluster that's yielded significant gold. So it's really a growing project, and this eastern target is wide open in all directions.
All right. Lots of great info today, Patrick. We appreciate the updates, and we look forward to having you back on for the next update from FireFox Gold very soon.
Thanks very much, Megan. Good to be here. Even though we got a bit technical, I hope folks got something out of it, and they shouldn't hesitate to contact us at FireFox or at Focus Communications if they want to know more about these technical questions or anything else.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
Thank you.